You'll hurt if I spank you with it?
Well, how do you fucking do me? What the fuck?
Hey, that's all that came up to my head. How do you fucking duty?
What the fuck?
What's up, Matthew? Hi, guys. Welcome to Dale Laughing.
Do you think you would hurt if I spank you with this? Dude, I'm still just flabbergasted that you asked me that.
So, disclaimer, we always want to get those out because we do not want to get taken down. So, none of the music is ours. It's by Mushroomhead.
Album 13.
And quick shout outs to you guys, to the people we saw at a Monsterpalooza, which was that week?
Was it? I believe so.
Yeah, it was.
We still have their business cards.
Yeah, still.
How about this? We pick one out of there and we give them a shout out.
Well, go ahead.
Have her look. Go ahead. Just grab one. Don't look. Don't look.
Howdy.
All right, who's that? Let's see. Ray's Photography? Didn't that guy take a picture of us as we were walking in?
Oh, you did? Yeah.
I think I did.
He's the first guy that we fucking bumped into.
Yeah. So, Ray's Photography. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, now, this is, we'll hit you up, but.
Shout out to our supporters, to the people we saw at Monsterpalooza, vendors. Damn, we talked to a lot of people actually.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really wanted to hit up V. Neal, but fuck, she was busy.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Shall we say what happened to you and Tom Savini?
In a bit, and later on. Juicy.
All right.
Shout out to Zim Zimma. Shout out to Bruce R13.
Halo, Monster Star Clan.
All our good buddies. You guys mostly for tuning in, but we have a guest. It's Jordan Jones Artwork, and hopefully he could join us in a bit. I don't know if he's in here yet, but
He probably is. Oh, also, this is also going to be on YouTube. You know, like, subscribe, finger our bells to stay notified, do all that fun stuff. Show this to everybody. Show this to everybody. Go to work playing it. We're also on Spotify, so go check that shit out. We have some flashback episodes on there, which we look so fucking different on there. Sounded different too, different setup.
yeah, we had a blast. And then Midsummer Scream is also coming up, so we can't wait for that to happen as well. We went last year. Sadly, we couldn't bring Julie with us, the producer. So this time should be coming around. So
that was her. You should, you missed it.
Oh. And then Jordan's here. So
Jordan's
we're gonna get him in.
Dude, it was pretty cool meeting Eric Biggers.
Yeah, you met a bunch. Jordan's about to join right about now. I think Sentinel. Yep. Oh, there he is. He joined. Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Give your volume.
No, it shouldn't be down.
Hey, Google.
Oh, it was down. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There you go. Night and day difference. Fucker.
Dude, every time. That was my fault, schmuck. But, what's up, man? How you been, Jordan? Dude, it's been a while since we saw you.
Yeah. Just normal, same. Busy.
Yeah. Well, what's new, bud? I know you've been busy with hella tattoos and your blood art and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, just still working on little side projects here and there, different bits of research, still keeping me interested, and a few things in the work as far as trying to sneak my blood work into a few shows coming up.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes through. Are they large pieces or smaller pieces?
They're large, but it's just one of those, like, it's been like 4 or 5 years, and I have not had any luck with, like, actual galleries. Even galleries that already have my other work in them are not really wanting to show my blood work. So I'm kind of going more of a kind of a Banksy route. We'll see how that works out.
But why would they have an issue with your blood work if they already have your work? Because it's blood?
I think it's probably, I mean, when people hear blood, I think it's just a general feeling of they feel a little uneasy because it's not really like a popular thing or a common thing. And then on top of that, despite, whatever research or anything I've done or how controlled it is or anything else, I don't have the accolades to my name to show that, okay, I'm a doctor, I'm in a certain field or whatever it may be. And then it just looks like some weird asshole painting with blood, so nobody really wants to. But I think it is a win. The more creepy it is, apparently, I think it's more of a positive than a negative at this point.
Have you tried like out here in California or something, or it's just been?
I've messaged a few people, and then a few people in New York and Chicago. I'm working on something right now for a show, kind of like a mini showing of my work in Chicago. I think at this point, it's just going to have to be kind of a small scale underground pop up whenever it does happen.
Yeah.
That might be my best bet starting out.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Because, like you said, people are. The general communities are squeamish whenever it comes down to fluids, blood, and whatnot.
I thought it would be like, I don't know, more accepting. That really trips me out that you said that nobody really is trying to fuck with it simply because it's blood. But I mean, I get it, but I would think it'd be more accepting, which is that's kind of weird. Like, I would think there's more of a
one of the things I'm starting to learn, I think it's like maybe it's the politics. Technically, it does fall in the category of human remains. So maybe there's some sort of thing there with insurance companies, or they just feel uncomfortable with it because ultimately galleries do want to sell and promote work. And if certain states don't allow human remains, or they don't know how it's like actually procured, I'm sure there's a lot of, it's probably just a lot of political tape that people don't really want to deal with. But
that would make sense.
Well, what about like oddity shops and stuff in that kind of realm? I guess
I've had some luck with that, but even that is still very much it's kind of limited.
Well, they would still need to go by the laws in the state.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But, man, that kind of
depending
bums me out. Yeah, that kind of bums me out and like trips me out like hardcore because
it's
like we're rooting for you like really hardcore and like fuck, we want it to happen, but your bottom line, you're all right. It is politics and all this other fucking bullshit that's happening. So.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about that it would be like human remains type shit. So
I don't really think about it at first, but
about that shit.
Yeah, and then again, it's also they're having to trust me when I say that it's my blood, and that it's not just like I found it.
Dead guy, clown, blood.
It's my blood, I swear. Really? There's been a string of murders. Homeless people under bridges and drink drive.
Making it right now. No, like it's all right. I mean, I think it's like with anything. There has to be some sort of like negative push or something to fight against to make it worth the extra mile that you put into it. So it feels a little more worth it when it's actually like whatever progress you make. At this point, I think I'd be better off taking my research and just publishing some sort of book of my own, and I'll just have brief descriptions of each painting. Each painting is its own controlled experiment. I mean, point, I've tried people in the medical field. I've tried with different connections I've had, and I'll either have them for a little bit and it falls through, or it only gets me so far to the point where ultimately I think it's that fine line of what accolade can I tie to my name. And since I'm not a doctor or anything like that, people aren't really going to take that seriously. Or they'll look at it as if, why would I help this individual out when I've put this much time and effort into, my education, schooling, whatever, and it's just some random guy doing this. So,
yeah. It has to catch on eventually.
Well, to those people, I'd say fuck them.
Fuck them. I mean, hit them in the ass with this. I just banned.
Because maybe you hit somebody in the ass.
You probably use it, you schmuck. Your little frog's ass.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. You can't make me say another fucking word. Suck a fart out of my ass. That's as far as I'm going. But
I think
really, yeah, you're gonna get.
People forget that. Yeah. I think people forget this. It has to start somewhere. Like somebody had to be doing this stuff at some point and researching, and then it got to a point that it's in medical books and it's perceived as okay today. But people like Da Vinci were stealing cadavers, grave robbing, and today people look at him as one of the greatest artists. So I think at this point in time it won't be respected, but I'd like to think at some point in time my work will be respected on some level, or at least seen or intrigued.
I think what you said, the small underground pop-ups would probably start that.
For sure.
It actually sounds like that would be something that it would get more people to flock to. Just want to go over and check out. There's human blood on canvases, and plus, holy shit, it looks amazing. So, probably that'll help.
Hopefully they see it that way.
No, that's the thing. I would think that I'm pretty sure there is a fuck ton of people that do see it that way or very intrigued by it. I mean, like
it's hard for us to get in that mind where it's like, why wouldn't you want to see that? Because it's interesting. It's different. We see it as how you do it, how you make it, how you get your materials.
I haven't seen another artist that does that, to be honest.
I've seen another artist.
There's some out there.
I haven't seen it.
There's a guy in New York I like his work quite a bit. He does it more on a practical application. You wouldn't really know it's blood, like at a glance, just because it has more of like a muddied watercolor kind of feel, like a fine art. Whereas I try to get more of a texture and a contrast through in the pieces that I do, everything from using the clots to add like a three-dimensional texture. I'll mess with my own personal diet to see if I can manipulate the various samples that I can pull out. I'll mess with it in terms of the different chemical mixtures that I put it in, how it's stored. I've got a few things, experiments for the future. I would like to do a painting with some luminol and a few other preservatives, like when they do the crime scene investigation and you're looking for certain specimen or splatter.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to do a painting start to finish in only that light, because you're going to be working with less tones and textures, and then see what it looks like once the lights are turned on. Also still trying to locate some specific snake venom because of the effects that it has on human blood, and to do a few pieces with that. So I got a few projects keeping me scratching the mental itch for the moment.
Yeah, well, cause now you.
I only know a couple things about blood. The fattier shit you eat, it will affect the day after. I know that from experience. Because like
schlong roll or something.
Yeah, you should see it. It gets thick, veiny. It starts to get a little weird. It starts to talk too.
Wait, you should actually see it.
Yeah, you should see it.
No, I don't want to see it.
You asked me at the beginning of this, would that hurt if you spanked me with it? I'm pretty sure we crossed the fucking line.
Literally, what do you mean? That is the line.
All right, quick story. I used to donate plasma, and the rules were lots of fluids, a lot of water to thin out your blood. Drink water with lemon, a good amount of lemon, not a fuck ton, because then you're basically going to be drained pretty fucking quick. And no fatty foods, so nothing mayo, cheese, no dairy at all.
Yeah.
My dumbass didn't properly listen on a couple occasions.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Hardcore.
Yeah. Once I had water poisoning, where I had a 5-gallon jug, and I was like, I gotta go do this shit tomorrow to pay my fucking light bill. So I chugged the fucking 5-gallon, and the next day my head was throbbing. I was practically blind. I couldn't open my eyes. I was just fucking in pain. Went to the hospital. They told me I was dehydrated. It was a whole fucking thing.
Dehydrated?
Yeah, because I was throwing up nothing but fluids. Man. I was pissing nothing, everything clear. It was just bad. But the whole thickening blood, I ate like a chili cheese dog the night before. Went over there. The machine was clogged up. They cut the tubes. Yeah, really, no bullshit. The blood got thickened to the point where the centrifuge inside wouldn't function. The actual tubing got clogged by my blood because it got so fucking thick. When they cut it, they thought that it was heat, so like supposed to like stitch it shut and separate. It didn't do it. It just cut it. They pulled it, and it looked like a thick, like dark red worm just opening it, just pulling apart. And it got pretty long. And went, oh my god, what did you eat? And I explained it. They're like, this is what happens. You don't do that. And I'm like, fuck. All right. Then they had to get the machine cleaned.
Same thing with with venom too.
Oh yeah, some venoms will actually turn your blood into just like a straight black pudding.
Well, Jordan knows. If you want to give the example of venom in blood,
it's not like you're about to burp
together. Yeah, I was about to burp.
So I missed the question on that one.
If you want to explain to the people what happens when you mix venom and blood together.
It depends on the venom. There's a certain type of venom with different families of snakes, but it's kind of like, it'd be like if you soft boiled an egg, you crack an egg in some certain temperature water, and it will coagulate the outside essentially, or just like firm up those proteins, but not completely homogenized all the way through to the point where it's a solid hard boiled egg, depending on the amount of time that it's in there to where you take it out. So you can take it out. Inside it will have a viscosity a little bit thicker than what blood normally is, but the outside has a little bit strengthened membrane, but it's still slowly losing some of the internal fluid. I feel like if it's doing that, which I would have to experiment with more, I just haven't had any, that it wouldn't be separating the serum or the plasma from the blood the way it normally was, like if you put it in a tube with heparin or something like that.
Yeah.
So it would stay that same tone of red throughout, and it wouldn't dry in separate sections once it hit the actual atmosphere. But I mean, it's all just hypothesis at this point. I would need some actual like hands-on experimentation with it.
That'd be crazy.
It sounds crazy. It sounds like the making of a blood water balloon, basically. So a blood balloon.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Like hard-boiled blood clot.
That sounds. I don't know why that sounds fun.
So imagine that, but in your veins.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Straight fuck. Just imagine that. Like how. That sucks.
You're gonna die. Your heart's gonna.
No, I'm saying.
You're gonna try to pump it and just get. Oh god.
So having that detail being said and all that, facts done inside your veins, then you can't do shit about it pretty much. If you don't get anything done on time, but
yeah,
most of the time you're kind of just fucked at that point.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
go through that. But oh god.
Do you know what poly powder is?
No, I don't.
It's actually, give me a second. I got some. I'll show you like a quick demonstration what it does.
What? We have a motherfucker. we have a few more things we're gonna discuss. It's slowing it down. And a few. We have one thing that he's dying to tell you guys about. And I'm looking forward because
yes, I am.
it was totally not script by accident. We'll talk about it later.
I still don't know how.
Just no, it's juicy.
Just at least that's what you said.
No, shut up. We'll tell you guys later.
Oh God.
So,
Did you say juicy?
What what is it again?
poly powder. So this is just water. I don't know if. See if I can turn this down for you. Set it.
I'm kind of scared.
It's just.
Ooh.
It's almost like brick dust. Just add a little bit.
That's the water?
Yep.
What is it doing?
And then just within a few seconds, it's like
Oh,
paste.
shit.
Oh shit.
So what is it for? Or
Everything from wounds treatment, certain forms of it in diapers. But that's if it's anything similar to what the breakdown of the oxygen would be in the blood, I assume that's kind of similar, depending on how thick you mix it. But it would just either slow down the movement of everything or speed it up, depending on, I guess, the type of enemy, genetics, whatever it may be.
that's literally within like
So it's an
1 second.
it's an absorbent.
And it's,
Pretty much. It just soaked that shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah, like very quickly. It turns it into gelatin, and there's different forms of it, depending on like who makes it, what it's for. But it's a lot of fun. Like even different tattoo companies make stuff for rinse cups that's very similar.
Yeah.
And it's fun to mess with like different fluids just to see what it does.
Yeah, no, you got me thinking about it.
I think I've seen that before. I didn't know what the fuck it was called. At our old job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait,
Spilled some. Yeah.
He dropped some?
Oh, I dropped all kinds of shit over there.
Yeah,
I don't know how much shit I broke.
No, yeah.
Whenever there was like a liquid spill, and it was anything, like any type of like liquid.
Oh, you're talking about
that white powder?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
They just put it over it, and that shit just.
But that's like
you were able to like sweep it up, clean it. It was like, what the fuck? It just soaked it all up, and we were actually having a conversation. Like, imagine if somebody drank that shit. Like, yeah,
I've thought about that. I don't think it would get much further than about midway to the back of the throat because it's almost instant once it hits liquid.
Yeah,
but it's curious to think about.
Clog up right there. It's like, oh, fuck.
Nah, I don't think it's doable. What if you're... I don't even know what to say.
What if you're bleeding out of your anus?
What if you're torturing somebody?
Oh, God, what now?
What if you can use that?
Torturing somebody, you just inject that into a vein? It's kind of...
No, but you can't really inject it, though.
No, yeah, you're right.
It's a powder form. But anyway, that's...
Oh, fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Now you got me thinking about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You sick bastard.
You fuck.
There is an
Imagine you're bleeding out of your anus. You got it.
There's an enzyme in banana peels, and you can just do this experiment at home. Like if you take just a regular banana, take a bite into it, peel and all, it'll start to suck the moisture out of your mouth, and whatever that enzyme is, it kind of breaks down the moisture. So, I mean, there's people that die from it. If you try to dehydrate it and smoke it, develop certain symptoms similar to like diphtheria, where it's just voiding all fluids in the body until dehydration occurs.
Oh, shit.
But if you just
that doesn't sound
take
fun.
a bite of the banana, it's safe, it's fine. You'll just get that to see what it feels like.
Oh, shit. Yo, bring some bananas.
Serious.
Bring some bananas.
Start doing it. I have too many ailments as it is. What the fuck? That's fucking insane.
That literally blew my mind now. What the fuck?
Really? You seem fine to me.
And look at my dreadlocks.
Oh, okay.
Any water? Or do you have any new pieces that you've done recently, Jordan?
Yeah. So I've got a few. This one's probably the smallest, but
Wow, it's pretty big though. What is it on? Is it on the?
it's on an oval silk canvas,
Oh shit! I would not have
and
guessed
it's
that.
framed in human jawbones.
There you go. Oh, that's what we wanted to see. Dude, that looks crazy.
What the fuck?
It looks like a saw blade of some sort.
From a distance,
Yeah.
then you get close. That looks sick.
What'd you use to varnish it? Because that shit's really like glossy
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's a vegetable-based epoxy resin. I've been experimenting with different ones, but this one specifically I've noticed does not have the same effects that like a regular epoxy does, and it's got a little bit of like a malleableness to it, so it can actually like stretch and be pushed on and not crack or be super hard. The regular epoxy I started seeing when it was organic material, it's almost like looking at almost like a slowed down, controlled time capsule. Like if I did it with several different flours, but taking a cup, mixing the two-part mixture, and that's you mix it equal parts. You stir it usually with like a wood stick or something that's got bits and stuff to it to kind of help agitate it, exciting those molecules so they mix together. And the faster they move, they start to make that bond and harden. But it typically takes, a couple hours or not a couple hours, depending on what it is, but usually about 12 to 24 hours to cure and harden. I found with organic material, like a flour, putting it in there after it's been mixed, it's the same as if you take your hand and put it into water and you see the bubbles come off of it. You're seeing those little pockets of oxygen slowly escape on top of what was stuck to the center or your surface area when you went under the water. So if you put a piece of organic material under there, like a flour, and it's slowly expelling oxygen, more bubbles are coming out, more bubbles are moving the fluid around it, so it's exciting those even more. So it's essentially causing it more friction to speed up, so it's cooking essentially in its own oxygen. And every single one I did, after 2 hours, it was almost too hot to actually touch the cups, but every flour looked like it was a week old. Like it was completely brown and decayed just within a couple hours.
Wow, that's
So
like
I was worried about the effects that would have on the blood. Even though it's already
true.
removed from the body, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, since it's organic too as well.
Damn, that just sounds fucking
Damn, so
crazy.
you have been hella.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I know you've been experimenting for sure.
Yeah. I don't sleep much.
I know the feeling. But holy shit, I don't know that feeling. For all that, holy fuck.
This is like, someone had a comment for you. We can't really see it right now. I don't know if you could see it. Oh, there. Oh, you can't. Can you read it?
Go ahead, the light's fucking with my eyes.
Jordan is top-notch tattoo artist with a mind that has an amazing ability to capture thoughts and process them to a timeless piece of art. And that's from, I can't even see the name.
It's from somebody.
But somebody give me a fat compliment.
That's very sweet of you, somebody. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
It's always nice for an artist to be alive and see their shit appreciated before they die.
True.
Fuck.
But we always want to see the guests that we have on the show, and that'll be sick. It'd be sick to have you here in California. I'm like stuttering like crazy now.
Are you worried about the story I'm going to tell?
No, but no, I'm saying like it'd be nice if you actually came down to California and to
Yeah, I'm trying to
Actually, meet you.
do a little bit more traveling. I just got a few things like I'm moving, getting a few new places. Like it's a whole lot that's been going on, and I got a few events coming up. Next year, I might take it a little slower, try to focus on more of my research and just working on stuff like at home or something. I don't know, just Yeah, it's been nonstop, but I'm definitely one of those, and you guys can probably relate to it, where you start to set several goals to achieve, and the closer you get, you're kind of sick of them, so you want a new goal. So it's like even if you achieve that goal, you never really feel like you did because it's already beneath you at that point. You want something different.
Yeah,
So
you always want something. You always want something new, and
yeah,
that's
My ADHD ass hops around to different fucking projects. So
yeah, that's for
like
sure.
if I finish it, I'm like, huh, all right, what next? And then hop to
you
this, hop to
need a
this, hop to
constant
this,
state of
and then
agitation.
look back.
What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like you need a constant state of agitation.
Yeah,
actually.
it just has to be that way.
I
Like, what was it?
Go
Like,
ahead.
oh, sorry, I feel like I interrupted you.
No. I'll say after you were going to say.
I don't know, like I was gonna say, for example, like today I had. Oh God, I just realized how much things I had going on. I was working on something I'm gonna do watercolor with. I was thinking about Vincent Bruss's work, that weird shit from the Pigman's bottle. Remember that little shit? I was thinking about that, like H.P. Lovecraft. Started trying to fuck around with that, and then I had a fucking podcast playing. I had the TV on, and I was thinking about everything to do.
What the fuck?
And I was like looking for something to drink. It was a lot of shit just in that one moment. I was like, fuck, what the hell's wrong with me?
I can't even do that. Trying to do my jacket. Trying to.
Oh yeah, I gotta finish your jacket.
Yeah, dude. I realized that. When did I come here?
Fucking shit.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, and you were like trying to do you were trying to do a million things in a span of 1 hour. Even Julie said to calm the fuck down. Like, take one thing at a time. You're kind of like, I gotta do this, I do this, I do this.
That's just me. It's like if I can sit down and watch a movie. Like I can sit down and watch a fucking movie, and after that I'm like, I gotta fucking do something. So I'll get up. Next thing you know, I'm working on that giant fucking canvas now, which he said, take your time with it. Fuck, that's a lot to fit in this motherfucking screen. Just show it. I have it locked into the easel.
But
it's just a lot.
I'm pretty sure Jordan's like that too as well. Trying to.
I just struggle. Like, I'm at a point now. I struggle to watch movies and shows. It's like you're good for like a couple episodes or something, and then it's just get to the fucking point. Or something. I got other things. I'm bored. It's like I think I've probably got 3 or 4. I've got 2 unfinished paintings here in my studio, 2 that I just resined. I've got 3, maybe 4 at my house that I'm still working on. And then on top of that, I've been struggling trying to grow carnivorous plants off and on over the past few years. So I've been kind of picking that up again. So I'd like to try to get it big enough to get some of the fluid out of the actual pitcher plant and do a mixture of that with the human blood to see what it does.
I'm fucking sick.
I'm just trying to like record research, still answering books and book appointments, and then come up with different designs. And it's, I got heart attack would be a blessing at this point, I think.
Hey, but you won't see us anymore, man. That would suck.
Oh, I'll see you.
See you in hell.
Save me a seat. I want to be right there by the river Styx. I saw people floating by.
I'll show you the paintings I got going on, and then I'll show you a couple new pieces in the collection.
Yeah.
You got her giggling. Tim Allen wannabe.
Dude, I love that show. God damn it, man. It's really gooey your eyes.
This one is it's a blood. It's been resined.
Dude, that's really how tall is that? Like 3 feet? No, that's 4 feet.
It's about 4.5.
Damn, it's like
no, that's not that. That's not even close to that big.
That's like a mixed media. I just
I was
resined it.
gonna say,
This one I'm still in the process of painting.
God damn.
That one, it's pretty much finished. I just need to resin it or something. It's the tears are just a melted wax.
I was gonna say that's some sick blood.
Uh, that's definitely the
You
biggest.
went in and out that day, didn't you?
What happened, Jordan?
That one's probably the biggest on the wall.
Shit.
Like for people that don't know or not familiar with Jordan, Jordan works with he's a tattoo artist. I believe you're water.
Did your brain stutter?
I'm trying to think the medium. He uses acrylic, right? No.
Acrylic, spray paint, oil, charcoal. It's all a mix.
Yeah, it's like a
Literal
mixture of everything.
Literal mixed media. Fuck, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a gallery in there.
Yeah, I've gotten it pretty cleaned up a little bit. That's the one that's all human femur.
Yeah, see specimens as well. Yeah, let me get a little close up with that. Dude, those are gnarly. That is gnarly. It has rope too as well, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that rope. Man, see, wouldn't that be nice to have it in your house?
Would it be nice to have my own? Yes.
That would be badass, dude.
That'd be sick.
That'd be fucking hard.
This blood was about 10 months old and set. So when I actually took it out of the vials to paint with it, it had the strongest or the most pungent of the smells. But after it sat, the oxygen continued to break down more and caused this cracking throughout all of it.
Yeah, I noticed that the cracking is it's strange to look at. The little piece I painted with your blood, the specimen you sent.
Yeah.
It's gonna be reflecting the light like a motherfucker.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Damn, dude. I'm envy because I wish I had a problem where I could work on multiple things, but crew knows the situation. I mean, it's getting fairly better. I just gotta tackle making my art again. I think right now I'm in a transition on trying to make it as
you
dark
gotta
as
hop
possible.
into it waist first.
Cause I'm trying to move away from my old style and then try to involve. Yeah, it even changed colors again.
Yeah,
it went brown.
Oh no, it's not reflecting really. Yeah, this.
Oh, nice.
Money shot. Yeah, that's a good one. This on the darkest parts. It's cracked and it looks trippy as shit.
We're like, hey, that's Jordan.
You look so pretty in this. Well, technically, it is you. It's your blood, but it's crazy. You know, when blood oxidizes fully.
Last time I saw it was a little bit tad red. Now it's for sure a different.
Now it's more darker brown, blackish, and I'm wearing sunglasses, so don't trust my color description. But yeah,
that's wild.
I dig it.
Stop! I didn't know what to do. I just did it, and I did it with this.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
It worked perfectly for it. It was just
trippy.
They got me studying this fucking thing.
So these are. Yeah, we'll talk about those right now.
I want to go over the story. What happened at Monsterpalooza?
No, that's coming towards the end a little bit. You said you had new additions to your specimens.
Yes. So this one, this is about 3 years at this point, and this is from the original painting experiment batch, but it's still fluid. It's still usable, but once it's taken out of this and it's in the atmosphere, it'll start to break down very quickly, and that's what causes that cracking, and it'll get very kind of syrupy on the brush and on the canvas, so it's best to have some sort of treated canvas before you try to paint with it. Otherwise, it's just going to pool and just cake up and get real rough. These are just various mixtures I've been experimenting with to figure out viscosity a little bit, what it will do and how it lasts. Broke down pretty quickly.
Really red. Yeah.
Yeah. This one has probably been the best. It's a chemical that's used for urine specimens, and that's been the key to most of it. Originally, I thought it was a certain chloroform mixture, but that's been proving to be the most usable. And it's just anytime I meet somebody with a rare blood type or some sort of degenerative disease, I try to get a sample for my collection.
I didn't think about that either. To take that
I got this.
detail of it. Oh, what is that?
Does it not look familiar?
That's what I made.
Oh, then wait. What is that?
It's Chubbs' skin.
Oh, it is Chubbs. It's Chubbs.
Yeah.
That was actually multiple large sheddings from our lizard.
Dude, that
our
looks,
Tegu.
that's funny. It looks like something you actually bought at an oddity. That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, that was also done with his blood and ink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got in that bad boy? I know you got some goodies in there.
What else you got?
I know you got some goodies in there. Oh,
Human
shit.
teeth, boar's teeth. This is made out of just skull fragments. I believe it's from New Zealand was the collector. What else we got?
Yeah, I ain't into this.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, and it's honestly, it's expensive as well. Right, Jordan? Or
Yeah, there.
Say that.
Well, depending on where you find it, it's not expensive. It's just risky.
Yeah, that's another factor as well. Oh, what is that? Dude, it's like I want to go visit. It's like a museum.
Yeah, just to see all the specimens and everything. Your paintings also, but it's just a trip to actually see all that.
Yo, that's something large.
That's some sort of fetal puppy.
It's huge, whatever it is. It looks huge in the jar.
Yeah, it's just like
That's what she said.
Yo, those what were the
Like a
eyeballs?
Oh, that's just goat eye.
Oh,
I can't remember if I showed you all this last time. This was the skin that I'd taken off of the cadaver and then tattooed.
Got my attention. Whoa, what the fuck?
But it was tattooed after it was removed, so I mean, it also doesn't go all the way through. So it's
Yeah. It's like jerky.
yeah. It's like
That'll probably make me hungry a little bit.
For human flesh? Nice.
Yeah. That's another piece of it, but it's you can see how many layers and everything.
Sure. Dang. Yeah, a lot of people would hate me if I had all this.
Chicharrones.
You get used to it.
A nice fried chicharron to really kill your heart.
Oh.
So I believe I sent you all the tarantula last time.
Oh, yeah,
So
you fucking.
Scorpion.
We ate it.
Ooh. Scorpion this time.
I still have some taco pieces.
For real?
You forgot about that?
Yeah. What is that?
Giant leech.
Oh, yeah, it is. Dude, what the fuck? I just want to go visit now. I want to see it in person.
Go to the Amazon. Don't they? Isn't like certain waters like loaded with that shit?
Yeah,
With leeches. Oh, that's a fish, ain't it?
That too. Yeah, that'd be
Or is
crazy to have as well.
A fish swim in your dick?
This penis fetish bullshit.
Fuck that. Seen something about that. Doesn't it have barbs like latch inside? Follows your
I'm pretty sure.
urea into your fucking pee hole?
Pretty sure Jordan knows about those penis fish.
Ugh.
Good evening.
they swim up the pinto.
Oh God, just makes me think about that now.
These were gifted by him. I don't know if you want to show them.
Yeah, he forgot his.
Yeah, I forgot
He
mine.
forgot his at home.
I guess.
The quill out of the rib bone, which works really well. Hair for a tip. And then the fucking my pride and joy. The fucking knife. Damn, still super fucking sharp. Still super sharp.
Yeah. It's comfortable though. Something about the human bone, something about the femur, it just naturally, I don't know if we were, I don't know, maybe it's got something to do with genetics and we're just meant to be able to.
We were meant to be recycled.
But it's just,
look at that.
It's like, it falls comfortably into the ball of the hand.
Yeah, same thing with this. Just like, well, I agree. I really do agree. Just, it does actually just sit comfortably, like, right there.
Yeah, I really want one.
Like, oh, God. I use this for random shit. not like to, like, they can ruin the fucking blade. Things that are not going to ruin the blade. Not that I'm about to put, like, a lot of force behind the handle or anything. But it works like a dream.
Yeah. I should have brought my samples that Jordan gave me.
The plugs? The teeth?
He gave me 3 sets of plugs with human teeth.
That's a femur and vertebrae.
Vertebrae. That's what it was. Yeah. And then, dude, I work. Okay, so the ones that were actually the correct size, I wear those to go to the bar or something. And I always get these weird looks. Like, people always think they're fake, obviously, but
I wonder what you get.
Yeah.
It always like I tell them, and then they kind of like. I mean, obviously they're gonna get weirded out, whatever the fuck. But I don't know. I even at work, I wear my work.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck? But they're badass, and I believe they're made out of wood as well, so they're really good for.
Oh yeah, those have the wood outside.
Yeah, they're really good for the earlobes because they don't like stink or they don't. It absorbs the moisture, so they're just one of the best.
So it doesn't allow your ears to accumulate so much sebum.
Yeah, people
get all waxy and just.
And the tooth is in the way, so people can't really touch. Try to ear fuck me. So
nobody just walk up and fuck your ear.
It's true. And I had I think it was a pig's penis bone and frontal lobe.
Baculum.
Baculum.
Yeah, I believe that's what how you pronounce it. Baculum. I think what they are, the pig penis bone.
Yeah, I have that one. And then the frontal lobe, I believe you said it was.
I sent you. It's part of the frontal lobe of a human brain.
Yeah. And
it goes well on toast.
They're really a good break the ice conversation pieces to bring out.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it every fucking minute of it, every time.
That's to break the ice?
Fuck yeah, to break the ice.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous? I'm going to bring you something to make you really fucking calm down.
If I show you that and you don't accept it or don't get bothered by it, then, I mean, we just can't.
Oh, then you know where to go from there.
Yeah, now we know where we stand, and yeah, if you think I'm just too weird, then, I mean, fuck, I'm sorry.
Would you care to see my bone collection?
That's actually not a bad point, though, like, now that you say it. If, just going back to the topic of, like, the art and making people uncomfortable, that's not a bad thought. That comfortable or not, or like it or hate it, it is somewhat of a jumping off point to some sort of conversation.
Yeah.
So
it's a good test.
Yeah, like it's a
I think it is. It's I don't know. I really do. Okay, I want to say that
Either which way, it's a conversation starter.
I'm proud and I'm thankful that I was able to receive a gift like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. It puts a smile on my face every time I try to bring it out. But it has to be selected for people, obviously. But I don't know. I enjoy having it there and like ready to have it out. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Butt plug? But yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. I enjoy having those gifts. So I'm
So
thankful
like I show these to everybody that come in. Anybody goes to that fucking
But
door,
I don't get.
they're gonna see this after like an hour of being here.
I don't get
Nice.
people.
Even my nieces and my nephews come over here, and we tell them not to come inside the office because like I have knives and shit in here. So it's like, don't go in the fucking office. Okay, they know they're not gonna just come in here. If somebody's in here, then by all means you can come in and look around.
Yeah.
Like nieces were over here not too long ago. I was like, hey, you guys want to see something? And I showed them the quill. I showed them this. I didn't let them touch it or anything, but I was like, yeah, look, like it's crazy. And they're just like, what the hell is that? It made them look like it made a face. They made a face, and it made me laugh. I was like, hey, you know your uncle's weird. It's all right. You know your uncle's weird.
That's nice though.
It's
Like
funny
it's
as shit.
something that can be made specifically for you that can also like continuously give that level of enjoyment and obscurity. And on some level, I'm sure even if somebody's weirded out by it, they are still walking away with what if on some level because everybody's curious. That's why like Netflix puts so many murder documentaries and shit on there. Even the people that want to pretend like they're not into it.
Yeah. That's factuals right there. That's really true.
People who are obsessed with murder porn, they just love watching all this shit.
They can put a distance between themselves because it's on a screen, but once they like come into contact with that stuff in real life, that's when it becomes reality and it's unsettling. Which honestly, I feel like that's the definition of art right there. I can't remember who it is but that famous quote. You know what it is, where it's art is meant to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable or something. I'm probably butchering the shit out of that, but
yeah, that makes sense.
Well, they say
Artists
are crazy people.
All great art is made from suffering, like you said.
Yeah.
It's meant to disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed. It's just a range of fucking emotion.
Yeah, I like that. I get that tatted on me.
Art is meant to make you feel an emotion, even ones that you don't want to feel.
I like that. I really do.
It is kind of like it's without going into like a 3-hour long diatribe on my theory of why artists are like dogs, but it is very much that the mere marking of whatever it may be, whether it's ink and parchment, paint on a wall, scribbles in the dirt, dust on a window, that there are certain individuals in the world that can look at that and move those pieces in a way that create an image that on some level causes a physical or sometimes even a visceral reaction in certain people. Like people are able to look at an image and it either upsets them or makes them happy. They might not know why, but it immediately triggers all these thoughts and emotions which created or are created out of different chemicals that the body or the mind produces, and all that is from simple markings on a page. So that's never stopped being fascinating to me, but at the same time, lots of people paint, write music, cook, whatever it may be, whatever the art medium is, but there's always certain ones that stand out to certain people. And I think that's because legitimate art is always going to be created from a state of emotion. I think that's why a lot of artists feel alone. The more well-known they get is because the art that they're doing isn't because they wanted to be famous or make money. It's just what they naturally gravitated towards whenever they were in a certain emotional state in their life. Whatever it may be, whatever's happening, they would just start writing music, humming, cooking, painting, sculpting, whatever it may be. And then at some point, certain people started to notice, like, I don't know what that is, but I like that. That's amazing. That's beautiful. I don't think, and I can't create, so that stands out to me. If somebody's looking at whatever that is that you created, they're looking at it with an amazement because they don't understand, because they aren't able to create it. So all they see is beauty and something that was created out of nothing. But if they're telling you what it means to them, oftentimes it's positive. Most of the time, what they're looking at was created from a negative place for the artist. So the artist, since they're not good at speaking or whatever it may be, they use their art to communicate. That's where they put their emotion and their thoughts. People see it, they tell them what it means to them. And it's almost like being on an island with people that don't speak the language that you speak. You could get by enough for like food and shelter to survive, but you're never going to have that emotional support, or it's rare you'll find the emotional support, because the more artwork you put out, the more people are going to notice, the more alone you're going to feel. So it's just that sad caveat of, it's almost like for the religious people, it's unfair. If God does exist and he created artists, the most cruel thing is that constant state of understanding that they're always seeking or appreciation for their artwork they'll never see without that like answer key of their death. Because once they're gone, then people want to know why they're gone, what happened, and they start looking for answers. Then they look back at their body of work and they see whatever dots connected that may be. So in our lifetime as artists, I don't think it's in the cards for us to truly see understanding and appreciation of what we create.
Damn.
What the fuck, dude?
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk. Holy
Dude, yeah, that was like,
Let's end on a knock-knock joke.
dude, that
Sorry.
It makes sense.
It
makes
does.
sense.
Whoa.
Did you get slippery right now? It
No,
looks like you
not
did.
even that. It literally just blew my mind right now. It almost made me cry. I almost cried.
Holy shit. That's
Damn, you literally, wow.
a thinker. Head scratcher.
Yeah,
sense, though.
I hope whoever saw that, damn, that was pretty,
Whoever's seen that and you needed to hear it, you're welcome. Provided by him.
I think it was me.
Yeah, it was. Well, maybe.
That
Maybe
was,
it was.
dude, that blew my mind. What the, that was nice.
That was a direct quote ripped from SpongeBob season 6.
Yo, I need to, if that's the case, definitely need to watch SpongeBob more.
Oh, it got real dark in the later seasons.
Damn. Dude, that was,
Dude, that was fucking hilarious.
wow, that was pretty good. I enjoy that. That was pretty good. I was so tuned in. God damn. That was good.
My bad.
Well, can I?
Sorry. I got blacked out for a
second.
second there.
Dude, that wow. I think I am crying. What the fuck?
It's okay, Mija. It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe
It's like, if you think about it, it's kind of what it is. Like, you ever think about that? Why? How is it in this day and age, with how long the world has existed and billions of people, there's always certain people that are able to create, and there's certain ones that are not. And it's not everybody can do it. And we've gone so far as to not understanding why humans are capable of this, that we created schools to try to mimic humans that genuinely create without needing schools. Like cave paintings, people just had desires to make markings on walls. They didn't have schools to learn or teachers, but there was something in them that forced them, like, oh, I've got to make this image. I don't know what it is, but it makes me want to, like, I see this, makes this, I want to touch this. So in that sense, I think a lot of artists are scientists. Like, it's not so much, oh, I want to make an image to make money or be famous. It's there's some inkling in you that forces you to obsess over the what if when you see something happening and you don't understand why. Or you want to create something, but the tools that you want to create it don't exist. So then you have to figure out how to create the tools to create the work that you want to make. Kind of like Da Vinci, like he wasn't a scientist or an inventor or anything else. He just wanted to make art, but he was curious and he couldn't figure out how to make the art he wanted. So he created tools and mechanisms to create the work that he wanted. And now he's known just as well for his artwork as he is for the tools and machines he created just to make the artwork. There's this weird desire or horrible sensation in certain people to just create. And I feel like that's kind of like how people think of dogs. When people like I feel like it's universal worldwide. People think of dogs. The first thing they think is like man's best friend.
Yeah.
And it's because culturally we've perpetuated it that, okay, they're sweet, loving. It's not a wolf. They're not natural. Like it's man-made. I've whole theory on that it probably came from men back in the day trying to hunt. They lost a few kills to wolves. They started noticing, well, I'm losing my kills, so I need to observe why I'm losing. It's always going to these wolves. They stick together. I want the elements that they have, so then maybe still a pup, try to procure one and then raise it to where it's obedient to you, to where you can have the skills that they had all out of survival. And then just through the years, it's progressed to the point that now we don't need them for survival. We need them for emotional support.
Yeah.
And that's, on top of that, we know that dogs, they age 7 times faster than we do on average. So it would stand to reason, or at least in theory, that they experience time 7 times faster than we do. So if you think about that, when you're like, I could leave for 5 minutes, or I could leave for 5 days, and my dog is always super excited to see me, it's because it's like if you're mad or if you have an argument with somebody and your dog comes in, you instinctually want them to know you're not mad at them. So
Yeah.
you'll reach out, just pet them. For whatever reason, you could be yelling, but there's something in you that's ingrained that tells you they don't understand language, but I don't want them to think that I'm mad, or maybe it's just for your own comfort to make you feel better. So merely through touch, a sensation that somehow you are transcending the barriers of language and thought and expression, you are able to convey emotion to a different species, and they're immediately calm. So if this animal operates solely off of emotion and understanding, purebred. So if you think about that, now think about that in terms of a human, somebody who is emotional, an artist, somebody who you're not good at speaking with other individuals. You're not good at communicating on a large level. You're not good at large settings. So whatever you do, you're still emotional. You feel these emotions. You think about them 24/7. So you create. So the artist operates the same as the man-made animal in that it is cultivated towards emotion. And it could be that man was so perturbed by like how these things happen or how they behave that he actually seeks out another animal and adapts it or breaks it down to the point where it is becoming so in tune emotionally. It is just like the humans that are artistic, because they didn't understand it. It's so out beyond their reasoning or thinking how somebody could create or think artistically. It's just that. It's just emotion. So if the artist is the same way, thinking and emotionally all the time, can't communicate, so they create art. And then on top of that, it starts to get noticed, but it's not getting conveyed in the way that it was meant to be received. So they start to feel more alone, more, perturbed, whatever it may be, so they create more, which grows the audience. So it's just like, it's a snowball effect. In the sense of the dog, you leave the house for 5 minutes, leave for 5 days, you come back. It doesn't know where you went. All it knows is that it loves you. You convey through touch and like emotion. It's like, I love them, they love me, it's awesome. Holy shit, they're not around. So however long you're gone, it's been 7 times longer for them. And if it's the same as somebody in your life, even if you hate them, you're mad when they leave. If you're artistic, the amount of time they're gone, it's 7 times longer for you because you're just running through all the emotions and thoughts faster than you could even
Yeah.
keep up or speak. So by the time they show up again, you're ecstatic that they're back. I feel
Yeah, I
like
never.
that's why artists don't typically live as long as people who are not creative. Same as dogs. If you operate solely off emotion, you experience time 7 times faster because you think about stuff all the time, constantly. So 7 years for a dog, 7 years of our time is like a torturous lifetime for them. For the artist, I feel like half the time with somebody that's not creative, it's kind of like their lifetime because typically artistic people don't sleep much. You're thinking about everything all the time. You can't just be one emotion. It's like to the extent of happy, sad, it's like to the extremes. So you create just to try to get it out, but at the end of the day, it's still never going to be enough. So it's like people are, oh, they died so young, or they, killed themselves, or whatever it may be. It's because those people are not artistic and don't think that way. Like just being awake for 24 hours and trying to come up with 1,000 different paintings to get out, and you don't know why you want to paint them. You just know that you have this inkling to get it out. I mean, it's like sleep. You just want to sleep. Honestly, that's all it is. You just want to sleep.
That
But
that the way you, I never.
Speechless.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what to
hard.
say. That's a fucking trip.
That is a trip. I feel like I'm fucking tripping right now because that whole, like, I don't want to say theory because it's almost 100% true, and I never. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody's thinking about putting those two together, that makes sense. And wow, that's a first for me. I've never seen that perspective of definition of an artist or
You can say theory.
yeah.
Theory is gonna make sense.
That's an insane theory right there. I've never thought of that, and
It doesn't seem.
nobody.
that's my own theory, so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
that's interesting. I like that.
Completely. It doesn't sound insane,
But it makes sense.
It makes you think about it. Makes you think. Right now, for me, it was making me think about like perception of time. Exactly.
Wow, this
Like
is
how
how
you fucking see that.
this conversation is getting deep. And for
Well, it's
sure,
like, think about that. You ever have those nights where you just can't sleep, and you're just laying there, no TV, no music, no stimulation. All you have is just your own mentality, and you're sitting there, and it's just like, fuck, what time is it? And you look, and it's been 30 minutes, but it felt like hours. And that's because depending on your own mental state, progress, stability, whatever you want to call it, it can either be fine, it can move at the same time, or if you have that mentality of somebody that just thinks about everything all the time, constantly, it feels like eternity. And then on top of that, there's people like that aren't creative. I think it's very important for people to need creative outlets. I think that's why things like artistic therapy actually works, even if somebody's not artistic. I think it's very much just that idle hands of the devil's playground. I try to think of it like your mind is like a scale. On the left side, you have mental. On the right side, you have physical. So if something's happened in your life and you just can't stop thinking about it and you're pissed, and you'll notice that you're to a point where you're just sitting there, you can't move, you can't do anything else because all you're doing is thinking about it. It's like overwhelming because your mind needs to have a balance in both sides. So if you're not doing anything, it's tipping to the mental. So you need to start doing something. You're not going to stop thinking about it, but I feel like it makes it a little easier to breathe, or at least listen to the thoughts as they come, because you're doing something physical that takes off the weight from being on one side solely. I feel like it's kind of that same thing artistically. If you have these thoughts of things you want to create, you don't know why. If you don't start trying to get them out in some form or fashion, to the point where you'll hit a writer's block almost, where you have too many things to create and you're not doing anything to get them out. So it's just you're getting backed up, and then that creates that chemical reaction to where you're getting agitated, you're aggravated, you can't sleep, maybe you don't want to eat, or you stress eat, or it just everything's like it's a spiraling effect. Like you need that constant state of expelling. Kind of like when you're mad, it's good to let out like little bits of anger, not just ball it all up and then let it out on the cashier a month later.
Wow, dude, that's crazy. I definitely we're already past our hour, but man, yeah. No, but it damn, this is a crazy episode.
Making you think, huh?
Yeah, it really is making me think. It's like a documentary, but in real life. Like, dude, this is real.
The thing that made me think about was how you brought up. I heard everything you said, but how you brought up laying down, nothing on, silent. I can't fucking do that.
Yeah,
literally,
it's fucking horrible.
Yes, it very much is, because I've tried to do that, like just trying to go to sleep, turn everything off, turn off all the lights. I've fucking locked myself in like rooms and shit, try to keep everything quiet as much as possible. And holy fuck, I can't fucking do it.
Do you do that?
Can't do that
because that's what other people say you're supposed to do?
Yeah, you're supposed to. Oh, everything's supposed to be quiet, supposed to be calm. I can't fucking do that. I
feel like that's the generalization. I don't think people, like creative types, are meant for that. I think you need some sort of outside sustained chaos in order to sleep.
Fuck yeah, I find that torturous in a way, because it's just like, honestly, doing that, I've had anxiety. Anxiety just attacks out of fucking nowhere. Like, I'll just start thinking about the randomest fucking thing, and I freak the fuck out. And then if it's just completely silent, completely dark, you hear that little that high pitched frequency. You get that shit?
Yeah.
That little note that goes through, and it just drives me fucking ballistic. I can't.
That's that like that balance I was talking about. Like, you got like the mental stagnant, and then you have the physical. In this case, you're forcing everything around you to be quiet, so it's putting all the weight on you. So now you're trying to lay there stagnant, but mentally the chaos is happening, so you're trying to pick up both ends of the spectrum. Whereas if you have something consistently going to listen to, you have a light on, you have other things happening around you that are stimulating all the other senses, it makes it easier to fall asleep. Versus like that, you're putting yourself into a deprecation type state where nothing is stimulated, so it's all mental. So there's nothing physically happening to like take that burden, or at least like help ease the load. So it's all in your mind, and just makes shit fucking horrible.
Well, I do find rain and classical music, depending.
So for sure we're gonna have you back on, because I'm pretty sure there's way more.
You want to keep this conversation going?
Oh yeah, for sure. But we gotta like end the episode. But
I wanted to tell the story.
well, hold on.
Go for it.
But yeah, we'll talk more about these interesting ideas, and I'm pretty sure a lot of artists don't really speak about these, because it just you pretty much put it to light, which is insane and intense. Pretty much for me, it's intense, because I have these things, these ideas or thoughts while I'm high. I'm not even high, and I feel like I'm fucking high, and it's crazy right now. It's fucking absolutely insane for you to be saying those
while
ideas.
You're high.
Yeah, no, because
I know what you're talking about.
But I just feel like, for me, I feel like all artists is literally connected in one way, and I've always had this thought that artists are officially like connected in some way. We have to be connected. There's no way we're not connected, and it's been going on for so long.
Like some of the Buddhist belief of like the reincarnation, where energy, but if you look at it scientifically, energy it's proven fact that we're made up of energy. Energy is not destroyed or created, like it's dispersed. So if you have somebody like Van Gogh, who was looked at as insane, and he just like painted like a wild man and everything else, when he died, the energy had to go somewhere. So if it dispersed amongst individuals, I mean, it would make, if you want to look at it that way in some sort of positive light, that like the end is not just the end, then that would make sense. That it's all just one constant state of a chaotic energy. There's a book called Chaos Theory it's pretty much on that when somebody says like, oh, it's 99.9% effective, or if they're talking about the weather or something, there's always that 0.1 or 0.01% that you can't account for. And it's usually when it comes to biological or organic, it's something you can't control. So if you had like a study with 10 people and 9 of them do one thing and one doesn't, you don't really know why that one person did because there's too many variables about their mind.
Oh yeah, I actually have heard that before. Multiple things, multiple shit too. So.
Well, we'll talk about this later. Yeah, it's insane. Bottom line.
I'm thinking to tell a funny story.
Quick story before we end it.
I didn't mean to ramble on so much.
You're good. No, I'm happy that
You're good.
that you said that kind of stuff because I've been like lingered. No, you know that I've been somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I'm at.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you said that. And like I said before, it's intense that you said that. But your fucking story, you schmuck, that happened at Monsterpalooza.
It's not just my story, it's what happened to you. Or maybe it's what you did to Tom Savini.
I didn't do shit. Go ahead.
All right, what were we looking at? I completely forgot what the fuck we were looking at.
We were looking at some art, looking at the prints, and I'm looking, and then for some weird reason, my ass is sticking out a little. Not intentionally, just out. And I feel...
You just do it genetically.
Okay, from my...
Something in you makes you want to do it.
Wait, what?
You just do it genetically, something in you makes you want to stick it out.
No. I don't know if I was sticking it out, but it was okay. Something was
All right,
going on.
okay. Look. From my perspective, he's a colorful fucking character. Out in public, he's fucking wild. And we were looking at something. I completely forgot what the fuck it was now, because that's completely gone. But he pointed, and whenever he does that, like sometimes he'll like lean over and like point his back out or some shit. He'll just do something. And he did that where his ass was sticking out, and Tom Savini happened to walk by.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then, I felt something hit me, a bump. And instinctively, I turned around. I was like, what the fuck? And Tom Savini's looking straight at me. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, Tom Savini just, like, bumped into me. And I was like, what the fuck? It was. I didn't believe it.
What he told us was this: I just bumped into Tom Savini. I thought, he elbowed him, something like that. I thought it was something not concerning his ass.
But they're looking at the prints, and I'm like, do you guys not see Tom Savini? And they were just, and he ran after him, and that's what.
Yeah, I took off because I was like, oh shit, Tom Savini. Well, let's try to say what's up. Because like we've heard things of like, you can't talk to him unless you pay for it and shit like that. But I wanted to say what's up, see like what really like what the fuck actually goes on, some shit like that. And I questioned him after because I was wondering, how did you bump into him? Like, did you elbow him? What the fuck did you do? And he dropped it on us like a sack of potatoes, saying, I hit him with my ass. Like, wait, how the fuck did you hit him with your ass? He's like, I don't know, but when I bent down, I hit something squishy with my ass, and I think I bumped into his stomach. And I started laughing because we started telling him, you tried to give Tom Savini
literally throwing the ass on him.
You threw your ass at Tom Savini.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm happy you mentioned it now, 'cause I know he's been saving it, so...
Dude, I can't help it. I've been saying that shit. It's funny because it's like, what I originally thought was like, oh, your elbow. No, you hit his squishy belly with your ass.
But that's what happened.
You should just turn around and be like, sorry. After COVID, I forgot how to shake hands.
I mean, that's part of why people were wiping their ass so much. They were using their ass to shake. Hey, how you doing?
Just walk up. Nice to meet you.
Hey. It reminds me of Ashley McGee. You remember that show?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Guys got the gun in his mouth there.
Yeah.
He actually told you, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, he told me sorry, and then
He said, "Oh, sorry about that," and he kept going. I thought Tom Savini was taller. All I saw was a short, stocky, like a buff dude. He's actually pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. But he looks like he can kick your ass.
He probably can. I believe it. But yeah, we're gonna have to catch another episode. This was I enjoyed this conversation. Glad you joined, Jordan.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Any shout outs, final words you want to put out there before we go? Handles?
I mean, everything's pretty much on here. Like websites and stuff are all linked on the account. No, not really. Just, support your local artists or some shit. I don't know.
Well, we're glad we
There
linked
you
up
go.
again. Yeah.
Some shit. Go check out his work. This is also going to be on YouTube, like I fucking said in the beginning.
It's going to be on YouTube, Spotify, here, and then we're going to start doing pre-recordings, so you're probably just going to see a sneak peek on Instagram. So, but we'll have a link tree on our bio to hear it or watch it if you want on Spotify or YouTube.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's going to happen. We've been wanting to do that for a very long time now. But
Like a
really,
website and everything?
website
Put your own
would be cool too. We're
stamp it out?
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck to do all that shit, how to start off from all that. So, got to figure that one out.
Yeah, 'cause
And you got to give what everybody wants, your OnlyFans.
you gonna record me? Are you gonna take my
I'm
pictures?
not going to record you. I'm going to set it up in here, get the fuck out. I'm closing the door.
See you in the next one for sure. We'll have open slot and we'll slightly win whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Any Chicaderos, last final words
Chicken there, so
for our young man?
Go check out his shit. Go check out his work. Really talented motherfucker. Just, he looks scary, but it's okay. Go say hi. How you fucking doing? How you fucking doing? Check out his work. I'm sure we do commissions. You could ask him those questions. Why the fuck not? He does do tattoos. So, technically, this will be on YouTube, Spotify, like everything he just said. Go over there, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Check out our merch. Fuck, after the whole conversation, my brain is like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But that's it.
Wait a minute. Gotta show the booty.
Oh, yeah, I saw y'all posting the different, I think 4 or 5
these
or
are
something.
limited. There's only one of each one.
Oh,
Julie made
okay.
it with the Lila's booty pillow. Pretty comfortable.
Nice.
Get away.
All right. Well, that's it. We'll catch you next time, Jordan. I hope you're doing well. And you can always write to us and just keep in contact with us.
Oh, yeah. Whoops, for sure. I appreciate you having me.
So that's it. And that's it. All right, Jordan. Later, my dude.
See ya.